instead of receiving, I'm giving. Hello everybody, my name is Byron Sinclair. I was brought up into a very good home, Christian home. I learned all the principles and the truth about who God is, and I love the Lord even from I was a boy. And after a while, unfortunately, I fall away. Why some people would understand that as you backslide. I went out into the world and I was doing all sort of abominable things. But thank God, it did not last forever. He came and he got me where I was and brought me back in, and here I am forever. I was driving this truck with about 6 guys, and they were living in Kingston. I was living in Kingston too, and these guys were not very nice guys. They were really bad. I mean, bad, bad. And they plan all kind of thing, and they drag me with them down in it. And I remember one day I was home. I wasn't working, and I was in need, trust me, until I saw one of them came and said that they need me. So they need me for what? And the guy told me that they have a car for me to drive, and it's a getaway car. I said, getaway? I said, get away from what? And the guy said, well, we are going to take the payroll of this company that we used to work at. And I was like, what? And they said, yes. And they need me because they used to call me rally driver in Kingston. And when I thought about it, and my mom was still alive then, and I remember that my mind went back like a panoramic view where we were caught, and the news was that one Byron Sinclair was the driver of the getaway car, and now he is we have him in custody. And all these things was going through my mind, and I'm saying, wow, Sinclair, my family and all my friends heard that on the news. So I said to the guy, no, I can't come. And I did not go. And then he was very hungry. In fact, I was not supposed to tell him no, because I know these guys that they are bad. But in any case, I found the courage to tell them no. I stayed to my radio that day. I said, I'm not leaving my radio. 1 o'clock I heard a news flash. They went and they took the payroll. Yes, they took the payroll. And the night, they blocked the street where they were living. And that was the end of that story. And so therefore, God was always in my mind. Even when I was doing bad things, He was still on my mind. I remember coming home. We worked that Saturday, and I saw the church people coming home from church, and I stopped the truck, and I allowed them to pass by, and my mind was telling me, you were supposed to be with those people that are going there. They're coming from church. This is where you're supposed to be. Yes, and these things was just, on my mind. God was always pulling me, and Hey, but that did not help. I was still out there doing bad things. remember when I left Jamaica and I come here, I struggled because my sister, which I was living with, she was still in the church and serving the Lord, and I wasn't. So it wouldn't work. But so she invited me to a crusade, and when I went to the crusade, the pastor came visit me and tell me that he got my name for visit. I did not make any visitation with the pastor. However, he came, and I tell you, he said he need to come and talk with me, and he gave me a date, like for Friday coming. So I told him, okay, Friday coming, I'll be here. This time I used to go to this club on Newman and Dollar, yeah. And that was my joy. We go and we play dominoes, and my friends, I have a lot of friends, and this Friday night I was planning to go there, but the pastor wanted to visit me. So, cut a long story short, by the time I got home, it was 8:30 going to 9 o'clock. I remember I was living with my niece, and I said to her, if anybody called for me, I am not here. It's still on my mind, even though the time was past. So, took my shower and get dressed, and I was like almost ready to leave the house when the phone rang. 9:30 now, so my niece just picked the phone and said, the phone is for you. And when I answered the phone, it was Pastor. I was like, what? So he said, Byron. I said, yeah. He said, man, I was supposed to visit you, but apparently there's a little girl that took sick and at the hospital, and I didn't want to see anybody away from me. So all this time he was at the hospital spending time with the girl. But anyway, I'm coming by you now. I'm just around the corner, and the man hung up the phone. And that man was like Pastor Cassidy. I can't forget it. It's like yesterday. And he came in a couple of minutes. He knocked my door, and he came, and he said, Byron, I was told that there's nothing I could tell you about the Bible, but I have one question to ask you. What hindering you? What keeping you back from giving your heart to the Lord? And that question is the $1 million question. I thought about everything in my head. The devil was giving me things to say. Oh, I'm not ready. When I'm ready, I'll let you know. And all those things. But that question, when it popped to me, I did not know what to tell him. And I thought about drinking beer. I used to drink beer whenever I want water. I would pop a beer from the fridge. And gambling, I used to love gambling, playing dominoes. And I said, but I cannot put off God for these things, trivial things. And my heart would just melt right there. And I said to him, Pastor, you would not like the things that is hindering me. I can't even let you know. So therefore, you know what? I surrender all to the Lord. Right there, I felt like a load roll off me when I surrendered. I was light. I was like energetic. I was like, it was just nice. It was a very nice time when I give my heart to the Lord. I was brought up in a home where in my district, they call my home Big Yard. everybody from the district come to my everybody, I mean, all the young boys, everybody. And we would kill fowl, we would cook. My mother, she has a big pot like this. And she would cook for everybody that comes there as food. And so we eat, we go to the riverside, play in the water. I like company. So I used to enjoy those days. And fortunately for me, when I, came to Canada, got married to my wife, Joylyn. We have everything in common. She loved to serve. She loved to give. She just loved to see everybody happy, and everything is going right. So that's what I was, and that's who she was. And then my sister Joyce, she was the same thing. So therefore we open our homes, and God is good. All the young people from the church, they came by, eat, and we studied, and we had a lot of fun. And now all those young people grow up, and they are big men and big women, and they cannot forget us. Some of us call me daddy and call my wife mommy, because the way we treated them. I have many roles in the church. First, I become a deacon. I was on the choir. Then they made me an elder. In fact, the mayor or not, I was a Pathfinder director at one point. A lot of people didn't know that. And yes, I was a community service leader for years. What that means is we have a food bank at the church, like you saw earlier on. We made the baskets, and people would come in and Wednesdays, and they would receive their baskets, and you should hear the testimony of some of these people. They haven't eaten for a week. I know how hungry they are, and there was one testimony from this woman that I remember. She said to me, "I am not coming back." And I was frightened. I was like, "You're not coming back?" And she said, "No." And I was like, "What? Is this something that I've done? What is it?" And she said, No. I thank you people. I thank you guys. You guys have been good to me. I lost my job, and you guys started to feed me. From that time until I receive a job Monday morning coming, and so therefore I don't have to come back anymore. Because I'm able to help myself, and I felt so much relief. This is what Jesus wants. He wants everybody to be happy, and everything is going good. I cannot understand some people do not like happiness, and peace. And joy. This is what I want, and I would do anything to have these things. Be grateful. Have a forgiving heart, and love in your heart, and humble yourself. Just the look of a proud person, God say He hates it. Just to look proud. You know what I'm saying? Just to look proud, God hates it. So let us say, my thing is like, humble yourself, love people, give whatever you can give, be grateful. Yeah, and then you'll have a good life. God will bless you as He has blessed me.